This is what we're looking like. The start of the third trimester. And this is it. This is it. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So week 13. I have my notes here. Week 13. Oh my god. So apparently on week 13 I caught a cold, and oh, I remember this. I caught a cold and it took forever to go, and I was just like, on top of the insomnia that I was experiencing before, no, I really couldn't breathe because I had a cold and my nasal passage was blocked with a T at the end. Yeah, it was just like, and it took forever to go, and it was just like a really hard time. Yeah, but somehow at this point my sleep was improving generally, because before that I could not even sleep in my own room, or in the room that I share with my husband, and I had to be sleeping in another room just so that I could sleep. And then even then I was like waking up every hour or even less. I was having a really hard time. I don't think I mentioned that to you guys, but in the first trimester video, because I had done that fairly early on. But if I did, you know, you'll be able to check out that video. But man, I was having a time, and so it was improving. Though I got sick, sleep was improving. And at this point, week 13, my pants weren't fitting as much or as well as they used to, which is understandable. I was getting bigger, I was bloated, I was getting bigger. I think my husband was a bit, what am I saying here? So my husband would laugh at me and saying that, oh, I'm just bloated. But it was really just me growing. So there is that. Now for week 14, I was still recovering from the cold, because I told you the cold lasted what seemed like forever. And I still had, even at week 14, I still had some of the first trimester feels. So I still had that weird taste in my mouth after eating certain foods. I know some people say it seems metallic, but I don't think that's how I would describe it. I just had a bad taste in my mouth after eating. And then, oh, at this point, week 14, I told everybody that I was close to, that I was expecting. So I probably told my mom, we definitely told Steven's parents. I'm trying to remember if I was traveling at this point. I think I was traveling, so we didn't tell the people that we were around while traveling, but we told everybody else. Okay. And then I put here that I need new clothes, especially pants, because I was really feeling out, and like having anything rest on my stomach or be too tight on my stomach just did not feel great, or I just didn't tolerate it. So I was feeling like I needed clothes. I skipped a few weeks here and I jumped to week 18, and that's when we found out baby's gender, and we're having a baby boy. He is already so cute just from the ultrasounds, but I mean, everybody probably says that about their own kid. But that was exciting. I even have like a really a smiley face here. I'll probably, you know, show you guys. And then week 20, I have it here listed as new symptom unlocked, swollen ankles. And as I read that and I look down at my ankles currently, those ankles don't compare to these, because these ones are swollen. Like, I look like my calf has extended, or it's so bad that it's really bad. It's just way worse than it was at week 20. I have that belly's going rounder and rounder, which was expected. I think at that point I really started to feel more pregnant, although to this day I don't think it's like sunken in, like this is really happening to me and this is like the journey and I'm on it and it's happening. I don't know, it hasn't sunken in yet, and I don't know when it will, because I'm at this point I'm 7 months pregnant, so when will it sink in? Right, and then yeah, week 20 I have here that I was craving milky drinks starting from week 19. I don't quite remember that, but I do recall my mother-in-law saying that I should probably drink more milk and have more cheese in the first trimester. Did not feel for that at all in the first trimester. Like I said, in the first trimester, everything tasted awful after I've had it, and even milk, that I'm very, very fond of, tasted like garbage. And I noted here that we also have had the anomaly scan coming up at this point. Then for week 21 and 22, I started having back pain. And again, I want to say to my then self, just you wait, because the back pain is so much worse. It's so much worse than it was then. I feel like at this point it was like, if I sat poorly, or just like the fatigue of sitting. Now it's just, if I exist, it hurts. Yeah, I already mentioned that my ankle and my feet were swelling, and then I've been having this pain, or like this stinging or burning sensation right where my upper belly falls, so right under the boob, right where my belly would really start to protrude. And I still have that to this day, to this point I still have that, but I'm starting to think it's just heartburn. Not really sure. My doctor had said that it might just be growing pains basically, but it's so consistent now that I really don't think it's growing pains. I really think it's heartburn. Right, and then this one I was doing so good with my skin and everything, and just at 21, 22 weeks, bam, acne, just like, you probably cannot tell from right now, but I do have like a breakout that's healing, and the problem here is not my face, thank God, but everywhere else, even places that never had acne before have acne, and I'm just like, I was doing so well. I made it almost 6 months through, and now you wanna act up? Man, that part has left me feeling down in the dumps, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I look at my skin now, I'm just like, damn. Just like, I can't wear anything. Like, I buttoned this up because, well, not because I was wearing it loose earlier, but I just thought it would look cool for this video. But I tend to wear things that cover me up now because my skin has regressed quite a bit, and it's hard on me because I've worked really hard to get my skin to where it was before pregnancy, and yeah, it low-key, you know, really puts me in not the best mood. So there is that. And the good thing is I know what it takes to like clear it, so I really shouldn't be too hard on myself. But you know, it's still really hard to see all your work undone, so we're letting it go. And then in that same week, or those same 2 weeks, I started working out, but then I stopped. so I started exercising, and I noticed that the 2 days afterwards, or a few days afterwards actually, more than two, my feet, the swelling on my feet went down quite a bit, and I was happy for that. But then I didn't keep it up. I think I exercised twice, and then I didn't keep it up. Cool, we're not gonna say anything else about that. What I do is some squats in the morning, like, and even then it's not really consistent. It's just like to get me feeling like I can still be in certain positions. So I do that, but no whole heap of exercise is happening over here right now. Not gonna lie to you guys. So week 23 to 27, since working at the office I work at, I say we way too much. So it's we everything, even though it's really me. Right, so week 23 to 27, I have here that back pain has started, but I had mentioned it earlier, right? So I noted that it mostly happens when I am seated for a long period of time, which now that I've been experiencing it for quite a while, I can attest to that, because it's starting to come on right now. The pain is mostly on this side, and I just figured that it's because the muscles here have weakened quite a bit, as well as I do have scoliosis, so without the training and building up of the muscle, it's having a really hard time just like sustaining my core. But we move, right? Like, it just means that I have to get up and walk around, or you know, which is good for me anyway. Need to get those steps in. And at 23-27 weeks, I noted that my feet are constantly swollen. So like before, it was like heeing and hawing, but now it's a steady thing. Like it's less swollen in the morning, because obviously I'm laying flat and the blood can kind of run freely throughout. But then throughout the day, as the day progresses, the swelling comes back. So there is that. And I got doubled back a little bit and said that in week 26 I started having hot flashes, and that's how I'm describing it, but it's not really accurate. I just felt hotter than everybody else in the room. So like I'd be hot and sweating, and everybody else would be like, it's okay, it's warm, but they're fine. I was not fine. And at this point too, sleeping was getting really uncomfortable. I would say that that's around the same. It's uncomfortable, but not it's not too uncomfortable. Like, my sleep is not disturbed because of the discomfort, so fingers crossed that doesn't get worse. But yeah, sleeping, I definitely need a pillow to help me to feel, you know, like I'm not crushing the baby. And yeah, that's basically it, where that is concerned. Feet keep swelling, I mentioned that again. Back pain is more intense, and acid reflux started happening at this point, which was also like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so acid reflux, when I lay down, I would just feel, you guys know what acid reflux is like, right? So I'd feel that happen, and that's about it. That is about it. In the last 2 weeks, not much has changed. The back pain is still real. My feet are currently swollen. I had acid reflux up to last night. What else? Yeah, that's what's been happening. Like, the back pain to me is like the worst thing right now. It really makes me uncomfortable. Like, if I have to drive, I have to carry my pillow around with me everywhere, so I can't just leave it at work because I also need it in the car, and I also need it right now, but I don't have one, and I'm wrapping this video soon, but that's fine. But the back pain is the worst part. I'm definitely starting to feel heavier. Definitely starting to feel like he's running out of room. I don't know if that's too early, but that's how I feel. Like, I can feel when he's just on one side versus when he is on the other side, or like I can feel wherever he is now. So that's interesting. And yeah, those are the major symptoms and milestones that I've hit, I think, for the second trimester. And officially I'm in my first week of the third trimester, and it's almost time for the countdown. It's crazy to think that in like 2 weeks I'll be 30 weeks. 2 weeks? No, like next week I'll be 30 weeks. So this Thursday I'll be 29, and then next Thursday I will be 30. Nuts, right? So that's where we're at. Let me know in the comments if you can relate, if you had any of these symptoms while you were pregnant, if these happened to you in your first trimester, second trimester, or third. And as usual, guys, I'll see you in the next one.